Years ago in Dannemora, New York, a prison escape lasted 22 days before two convicted murderers were killed and captured near the Canadian-U.S. border. The escape, the result of an inside job, the effort to capture the escapees, costing just over $20 million.
A few isolated showers and a couple of thunderstorms as well for parts of the South Shore. Most of the area, though, looking pretty dry. That includes river parishes and North Shore, but everyone, though, is looking pretty warm and humid, though. However, with that being said, live look at the satellite and radar, you can see some of those passing scattered showers developing towards the South Shore, and really they're not moving a whole lot. In fact, nearly stationary, and a lot of this here will continue until this evening before finally raining themselves out and then pretty much dissipating. But you can see our current temperature readings upper 80s to the low 90s, 93. One of the warmer spots now in Hammond, and we're seeing a wind coming up from the south along the South Shore, especially around 5 to about 8 miles an hour. Evening forecast, partly cloudy. Shower, thunderstorm, possible 89 degrees. 7 o'clock, more of the same. Temperatures dropping to 83 with just a few clouds here by 9 p.m. tonight, with our lows tomorrow morning expected to drop mainly into the 70s, but very close to 80 degrees, however, at New Orleans lakefront. So over the next 3 days, we have another chance of showers and thunderstorms. We'll touch on the timing, and you can see how warm we get this weekend. I'll show you what the feel-like temperatures will be in addition to that coming up in just a bit.
Well, a new study reveals Louisiana customers have the highest energy poverty anxiety. This comes as households here in Louisiana and across the country are choosing between paying for groceries versus cooling down their homes. WDSU reporter Ariel Brumfield joins us live to walk us through some of the findings from this new study. Ariel?
Well, Stella, here in New Orleans, we are certainly no stranger when it comes to high or fluctuating utilities, but a new study says that families are really getting put in a bind when it comes to some of these bills. Now, that new study revealed that Louisiana families are searching what are considered energy poverty terms. That is what could be how to pay for their electricity bill or also how to get some energy assistance programs. Now, that study also revealed that 57% of families who are low income across the country are completely delaying paying for things like food, medicine, and other resources because they're trying to pay these energy bills. 19% of families are completely going without power because of these bills. Energy officials tell us that here in New Orleans, the average rate is 21% under the national average of what we're paying, but those bills could fluctuate due to usage, weather-related issues, and other factors. We talked to a man who lives in New Orleans East. He tells us that before he got his solar panels, he actually was paying about $400 to $500 a month for his bills, but he says people really need assistance, especially in the hot summer months.
There's things that you do in the summer more than the winter time most times, especially when you have kids and grandkids. So you need that extra money in the summer more than the winter. It would be great to have someone to help them out.
Now, Energy is providing assistance to people in need. There was a pop-up event that actually was held today in New Orleans East for families to come out and get some help. They're also offering rebates as well as energy audits for families. Reporting in New Orleans, I'm Ariel Brumfield, WDSU News.
Ariel, thank you. Well, right now, local leaders are trying to get the doors of the Job Corps Center in New Orleans to stay open. This as the Labor Department is cutting funding and set to close the Career Hub by the end of the month. WDSU's Jonah Gilmore is live for us outside of City Hall following a real meeting of the minds here, Jonah. And what are some of the solutions that we're hearing?
Well, Randy, a federal judge granted a temporary restraining order giving Job Corps a grace period for now. The good news is the program can still go on through 2026 since federal funding was already allocated. In the meantime, city leaders are working to figure out a plan that could potentially save it long term. Job Corps students, staff, and community members met with the city's Criminal Justice Committee. They say losing Job Corps would be a blow to the city's youth and a workforce that still needs qualified people. Last month, the Department of Labor announced they would cut funding to the program, forcing the Center on Airline Highway to shut its doors, leaving students left to figure out how to complete their career paths. City Councilman Ala Fatama says the city is fighting for funds to help Job Corps out, and several students say that would be a lifeline.
I have a lot of peers who just are really getting into their trade and getting into the flow of things, and it honestly breaks my heart because they didn't even get a chance to, fill out what they want to feel. And I feel like it's not fair to them because, this is a stepping stone to try and get your life together, and they're not being given the full opportunity like we had.
And several centers across the country have already started closing, but the final solutions are still in the works. Reporting live outside City Hall, Jonah Gilmore, WDSU News.
The jail's in crisis, escapes, broken plumbing, and now the sheriff is asking the city to fund emergency repairs. But a new report says the city's system for spending that money is broken too. No clear rules, no oversight, and your tax dollars at risk. WDSU investigative reporter Cassie Sherm in the studio live right now with details on that scathing report. Cassie?
That's right, Travers. So just as the sheriff's office is asking for $1 million for help, a new report by the Inspector General says the city's system for approving emergency spending is in disarray. The jail isn't mentioned in this report, but the timing shows what's at stake when the city has no clear rules for how your money gets spent. Now, the report alleges city departments are handing out emergency contracts with no clear rules, a standard process, and little accountability. One department alone, the Department of Property Management, spent more than $1.2 million last year on emergency contracts, many approved after the fact with no policy support. Now, city staff used forms to justify spending after that money was already spent, a move the Inspector General says isn't legal, and one that bypasses oversight entirely. While the jail is asking for more city funds, the Inspector General says he recommends stricter rules, real oversight, and a system that keeps emergency spending from becoming the norm. Now, fixing the jail may be urgent, but according to this report, the city's own financial system for managing emergencies needs repairs too. According to the city, though, they are now in the process of developing a new citywide procurement manual that would involve a review of all existing policies and procedures.